The Dead Pair Podcast is brought to you by the Elite Experience, Elite Shotguns, and is fueled by Fiocchi.
Paul?
Welcome to the Dead Pair Podcast, coming in hot with everything you want to hear about sporting clays.
Guy Fieri.
How are you, gentlemen? Thanks for having me.
Anthony Matarese Jr., how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well.
Welcome back, David Radulovich.
That's a net positive. Brad Kidd.
Corey Cruz, thank you for joining us this evening.
Now I feel awkward.
With your hosts, Jason
One
Rambo
more Red Bull for you.
and Sean Alley.
Woo, yeah!
Christmas.
Let's do it.
Often imitated but never duplicated. It's the Dead Pair Podcast. And now, it's showtime.
What's up, Mr. Alley? Welcome back in studio.
Back in studio for another great episode.
Man, listen, that was too weird with you not here last time. Never again.
I know. Well, you know, unfortunately, I had to deal with my my wife's surgery.
So tell everybody how she's doing. Everybody knows about it, and tell us what's going on.
So surgery was a success. It was a 5-hour surgery, so it was a long day for me up at the Cleveland Clinic. Fortunately, everything went well, and she is at home resting up, healing. It's going to be several weeks before I think she's back to some kind of normal, and it's going to be even longer than that to try to get the full recovery going on. But thankfully, the doctor did a good job. Didn't see any complications or surprises when he got in there and did his work. And so far, so good. So fingers crossed, everything's going to be good moving forward.
Well, prayers answered for sure, and you know, I'll keep praying for you. So
yeah, and a big thank you to everybody that reached out to us. I know that a lot of calls and emails and texts went to Jason while I was up there. Again, I say it time and time again, this is a wonderful community, a big caring community. I tried to post updates on Facebook while I was at the hospital, had a lot of messages, talked to a lot of people. It's just kind of overwhelming. And again, thank you to everybody that kept me and Steph in your prayers, and it meant a lot. And again, just a great community to be a part of. Well,
hey, moving on from that, Sean. So tournament season, we are getting in full swing, and I know you haven't had a chance to get out, but is the plan there? Are you going to get out and practice a little bit? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to try to get out and practice some more. Won't be doing too much traveling this spring with everything that's been going on. April and May is a really busy time for my business, so it's very hard for me to get away and travel. I'll be shooting local tournaments, obviously, and doing that as much as I possibly can. And then once the weather kind of straightens up here, I should be able to get out on the range and do some practicing this year.
Well, I know a guy.
I know you know a guy.
He's got a 5-stand right in his driveway.
I know you do. I know
you don't even have to go anywhere.
I know that. I know this. But it can't be 25 degrees. I'm getting to be a big wimp in my older age.
So what was your excuse in July last year? It was too hot?
Probably too hot.
Oh, man. Hey, speaking of 5-stands, listen, the phone is blowing up. So if you're interested, you need a 5-stand, you need a trap, get a hold of me. I mean, I'd be more than happy to help.
Heck yeah.
But the calls are definitely coming in, and they're coming quick. I've already sold 2 clay bots already, and you know we're not even into April yet. So,
no.
But no, it's getting hot and heavy. So if you guys need something, give me a call.
Yep.
Hey, it's been a while since we've done questions for the coaches. We have none other than Mr. Kevin DeMichiel lined up tonight.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if he's duck hunting or fishing or.
Well, I don't know. Is it almost turkey season? I'm trying to think of the weather down there is way different than it is right here.
Dude, you can't base it on anything up here.
No, we're still ice fishing up here.
Well, hey, what do you say we get Kevin on, and then we got the boys from the NYPD Shotgun Team coming on right after that.
Oh yeah, Frank and Chick. I'm telling you what, that should be a hoot.
I hope we can tame them down just a little bit for the show.
Try to keep them on the rails.
Yeah. Anybody that's shot in the United States, especially on the eastern side, they know who the NYPD Shotgun Team is. This group is just a riot to hang out with. They are such a fun time.
Yep.
And what a great group of guys.
Yep, and they do great things for the community. A lot of their stuff's generated around or revolves around youth shooting and getting the word out there. And then, of course, Frank's got that trap machine thing he built, which is a lot of fun. We did a video last year with him and Chad Roberts at the U.S. Open, and that seems to be going well. We'll ask him about that, get some information on it.
For sure. Well, hey, let's get on to Kevin DeMichiel and questions for the coaches. it's been too long, but we have got Mr. Kevin DeMichiel on the phone for questions for the coaches. What's up, Kev?
What's happening? How y'all?
We're hanging out here in the cold winter wasteland of Ohio. I heard you're down there lighting it up with some crappie today.
Man, I hate that. It's a balmy 73 bluebird, and I just cleaned 41 crappie, and now we're gonna
just rub the salt in the wound a little deeper. Yep, just keep rubbing the salt in the wound.
We get to edit this part, right? I'm about to let him have it.
That's right. Yeah, no, it's really nice weather this past few days down here. It's getting that springtime turkey hunting and crappie fishing and bass fishing and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it was 28 this morning, wasn't it, Jason? So.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, all right. I'll just shut up. I'm
over this cold stuff.
Right.
Well, Kevin, we had some pretty good questions come in. If you want, I'll just rip right into one of them.
All right, let's do it.
So Tim R writes, he must have seen you at Nationals. He says, you were always one to break targets fast and aggressive, but I watched you at Nationals last year holding on to targets longer than I have ever seen you do before. What is it in your style that you have learned that makes you want to not shoot so quickly anymore?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I've had a bunch of people say stuff to me because, like he said, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. And when I first started doing it, the presentations were a lot different than they are now. And the guys I shot with, it was a whole different kind of style. And, it was basically attack. We knew one speed and it was attack. And over the years of, spending tons of time shooting clay targets and being around the best, I found that a lot of times when I'm not really visually locked onto that bird, like everybody talks about, it's risky. Okay. There's days that I can let it rip and be all right. But there's some misses that happened along the way when I was shooting not a clear target, when I was shooting too fast that really cost me. And I would have to say probably one of the biggest factors into leading into that was starting to shoot with Zach at some tournaments here and there. And watching how he really hung on to it. And we were kind of back and forth at each other about it because I thought he hung on too long. And I'm like, dude, you need to learn how to attack. And he's like, well, dude, you need to learn how to be less attack. So maybe we rubbed off on each other because now he can jump all over one and I can hang on to one. So I think that you can't say that you got to hold on to every bird or you can't attack every bird. So you just got to be well-rounded and, you got to be able to evolve with this game. As this game evolves, you got to go with it. You got to pay attention to who's winning and why and try it and see if it works for you. Yep.
Got you. All right, Kevin, got another one for you, buddy. Jimmy T from Texas writes, when using a gun with a dual bead, what is the proper sight picture? Stacked like a snowman or aligned straight? Also, what is the reason for this sight picture, or what is it that we're trying to achieve by doing this with both beads?
Okay. Well, that's a good question. Okay. So a lot of people take that center bead for granted. Okay. A lot of people don't even know what it's for. All right. So basically what that center bead is for is basically when you get a new gun or you're learning a new stock or whatever it might be, you want to, at some time during your practice routine at your hold point, bring your vision in and actually see the center bead where it's lining up on the front bead. Okay. So you can tell if you're left on the stock, right on the stock, up, down, this, that, whatever. Okay. Now, as far as what it's supposed to look like, snowman or stacked. Okay. For me and most of the guys that do this a lot, you want to see a little bit of a snowman, maybe even a stretched out little snowman. Okay. The reason this is that you want it like that is basically what we're saying is your rib is just a touch ramped. Okay. And the reason you want your rib just a touch ramped up is so you can stay bottom edge of the bird all the time and it's clear slightly above the barrel all the time. If you are bead to bead, then you're flat on the gun. Okay. And when you're that flat on the gun, you're having to run dead in line with the target, which blocks some of your vision. So ideally you want it to look like a really small runway leading up to the bird. So the bird is slightly above the barrel all the time so you can see it visually a lot better. That's the main thing why you want a little snowman.
Well, I think you could have a pylon on the end of David's gun. He wouldn't see the damn thing, but
yeah, I mean, You could a pair of pylons, and they still wouldn't play. Yeah, you could. That's right.
Well, Kevin,
That's right.
I saw you shooting I saw you standing over the shoulder of a gal. She had tagged you on Instagram. She was standing out there in the pouring down rain. It looked like you were out there in your duck suit. And I thought, you got to be kidding me. This girl's serious. I mean, you got a student that's getting after it, huh?
Yeah. So, we get those 15, 20-minute showers here, and most of the time, we get students out there that'll stay with it. And to be honest, we run into that situation on the course, so why not spend a little time, dealing with it out there in practice?
Right.
Now, I wouldn't dedicate the whole 2 hours to it, but if we got to stand there for 10 or 15 minutes and let it pass and shoot a little bit in it, and as long as we're not ruining guns or vests or that sort of thing, it's not a bad idea every now and then to put yourself in that environment, because I can promise you it's going to happen somewhere during the year while you're shooting a major tournament somewhere.
Yeah.
And, we just grind it out, but do the best we can do, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Well, Kevin, thank you very much, man. We appreciate you doing this. We got another one coming up with you here soon. I know how busy you are, especially cleaning all 40 of them crappies.
I gotta put them all in the freezer. I gotta get all that in.
Yeah, you got to do the Crisco disco later on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what we are doing, if you were to make it down here to the Trident Cup, we're stocking these fish up for a big fish fry probably that Friday night over at my buddy's cabin. So you ought to make it on down here, and I'll cook you some.
Oh man,
twist my arm.
He's teasing me right into registration, didn't he?
That's right. That's right.
I see what he's doing.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Kevin, thank you very much, man. We appreciate it.
Yep. See you, Kevin.
All right, man. Thank you. Appreciate you.
The Dead Pair.
Well,
Kevin laid the smackdown. Good questions, and he definitely answered all of them.
I believe he calls that Pound Town.
Pound Town, baby.
Well, hey, let's get on to the NYPD Shotgun Team.
Okay, we've been waiting for this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Joining us on the phone right now from the New York Police Department Shotgun Team, we've got Frank Bruno and Chick Pisani. Chick, Frank, how you guys doing this evening?
Good, Sean.
Doing great, Sean.
Got Jason here.
Hey, there's not too many people on the circuit that don't know who you guys are, but for the couple that haven't been on the circuit, Frank, we'll start with you. Won't you, tell everybody who is the NYPD Shotgun Team and why does this exist?
Okay, Jay, basically the way this team started was over 20-something years ago. The World Police Fire Games is a group around the world of all paid cops, firemen, EMS workers get together and do every sport. I mean, every sport from chess, checkers, to golf, to baseball, soccer, hockey, and shooting sports.
Okay.
Pistol, rifle, shotgun is our specialty. So we do trap, skeet, and sporting clays.
Gotcha. So tell us how the team came to be as far as like you guys traveling around for sporting clays. What was the motive behind that? Was this just a way for you guys to stick together and go out and compete?
Well, for the most part, the team came into this in a fashion that we actually practice a lot together. Every 2 years, we do the World Games. So as a team, we have, I think, 15 guys all together on the team. So as far as teams get together, we shoot, we compete together, and it slowly developed into going out and shooting sporting clays on the national level. And our youth program, as far as Chicky and I are concerned, took a precedence, so to speak.
Okay.
Well, Frank, so how long have you been on the team?
I've been on the team for about 6 years now.
Okay, and Chick, what about you?
5.
5 years. Now, did either one of you guys shoot sporting clays or trap or skeet prior to being on the team?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so you already knew kind of what was going on, and this was just a natural progression. It's like, hey, why the hell not, right?
For the most part. I mean, the youth program kind of really developed when Chicky and I got together. I know he's, short and looks young and all, but he's not a kid. He's actually a competing competitor.
In fact, I'm the oldest guy on the team.
Yeah, he's the guy on the team. It's really about having a real good time and being able to work with kids and other cops. We travel around the country. We like to get other police departments involved in the sport as much as possible.
Gotcha.
So, Frank, since you're bringing up the youth, you invented a target machine that's really cool. And I know we did a video on it. For those who haven't seen it, it's over on our YouTube channel. But tell me how that came to be. Was it your idea to start with, Frank?
Yeah, I kind of got started. I'm very hands-on kind of guy, mechanical stuff. So I got to thinking about how I could actually make a trap system where a cop could work with a kid and shoot it with his handgun, and the clay would fly up and the kid could shoot the clay. And as it developed, it became an issue with shooting handguns at shotgun ranges. So we just went right to shooting shotguns, the cop and the kid together.
Gotcha. And you built the first one yourself, right? The one that I've seen at the courses?
Yes.
That's awesome. And so how often do you get to work with the kids then? And how often do you get to introduce them into shotgunning?
Well, we also do a youth program, and we run a varsity trap team over here in Orange County, New York. So we were the first trap team in the county to actually start this program with New York State Trap League. But as we travel with the National Sporting Clay Circuit, we like to bring the trap system so we can introduce new people into it. And hopefully we get law enforcement or EMS or fire to show up. Any first responders are welcome to come. And we try to get everybody introduced into shooting. And this trap system is really unique in a way that it's very simple. It's challenging in its own way, but it's very, very easy to shoot, but fun. And that's really what keeps everybody going in the sport, is having fun.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, Jason and I got to test it last year at the U.S. Open, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, we were laughing the whole time we were doing it. I mean, it is a ball of fun.
And then when the wife saw it, she's like, well, that's what I want to do.
That's what I want to do. Yeah, that's what everybody wants to do. Well,
yeah, they could actually beat us in something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Chick, you're being quiet, and I know Frank will talk forever. Tell us a little bit about what it takes to become a member of the NYPD Shotgun Team. I mean, is it a volunteer thing, or do you look for certain people, or how does that come to be?
Well, Sal is our team captain is Sal Echel, and how I got invited on the team. See, believe it or not, I am not an NYPD. My department. I was a policeman in New Jersey, just across the river outside the Lincoln Tunnel.
Okay.
So I networked with NYPD for all my career, in the town of Union City, New Jersey. And so I was shooting. We were shooting a charity shoot at Mid Hudson. And when we went up there, and I had met Frank a couple of times, and of course, cops tend to gravitate towards one another, and we're talking. And what happened is they were one man short for their squad. They only had 3 guys for the squad, and so Frank and Sal came over by me and said, you mind shooting with us? So I was shooting with a group of friends, and there were like 6 or 7 of us. I said, listen, the NYPD guys invited me to shoot with them, and they thought, yeah, go ahead. So I went and shot with them, and we wound up coming out we wound up winning the tournament.
Nice.
The highest,
highest police department.
Highest police department, because it's cops and firemen shooting in this particular charity shoot.
And yes, we beat the firemen.
I got the bragging rights that year.
Next thing I know, I got they said, hey, you want to join the team? And I'm like, well, I'm not NYPD. And I remember Sal saying, I mean, we don't care. You're a cop, and you shoot well, and
and you're a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun, and very personable, and so on. And they invited me, and that was it.
The rest is history. That's awesome, man. That's a great story.
Hey, Jason, Sean, I've shot with you guys before in the past.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right, at a couple of big national events.
Yeah.
And the one thing I got to say about you guys, you're down to earth. Fun. No matter what we were doing, no matter how good or how bad we were shooting, we had a lot of fun. And that's really what makes this game so great are the people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you're not having fun, why do it?
Yeah, exactly. And really it's really about helping each other out. And no matter who I'm shooting with, if they're not a good shooter, I'm more than willing to help out. And the fundamental part of Chicky joining our team was that he was one of those guys that you just love to be around and willing to help other people. And that's pretty much what we're all about.
That's awesome. I remember, I think the first thing we shot together was the AFS at the U.S. Open. And when I hit that expert, I think you were more excited for me than I was.
Yep. Did miss that. That's for sure.
Oh, wait. I missed it and you hit it. That's right.
No, hey, here's a question for you guys. So I know you guys travel around quite a bit. I mean, how many events do you wind up going to each year? And is it, a mixture of sporting and trap and skeet, or is it just strictly sporting? I mean, how do you guys kind of determine where you're going to be?
For the most part, I try to book out the whole year with at least 15 or 16 events.
Okay.
Local ones I try to get more of, but it's really all about when I travel for the regionals and all the bigger events, is trying to get the local police departments involved with coming to the club and inviting them to bring their friends and family and kids and really come out, and we can introduce the sport to them with my trap system or just introductory into the sport, because everybody in this sport is phenomenal when it comes to, they pretty much are pro cop. I don't think I've met anybody that's anti-cop
Right.
in the shooting industry.
And I don't think you will.
I found too with everybody is on an equal playing field. And the one thing that impressed me the most is that I've shot with people that are very, very wealthy with some real sick money. And, right down to an average working class individual.
And most of the time you wouldn't know it.
You wouldn't even know it because everybody's just having a nice time together. You go, if you don't know somebody, you introduce yourself, you're talking, you're socializing. And I was in awe when I met this one man the one time. And I was shooting with him, and I didn't know who he was. And it turned out to be the owner of Vero Beach Sporting Clays. And it was so funny. I was
Real nice guy,
fella
too.
Murray. And I was at Nationals, and we were shooting sub-gauge VTAS, and I was admiring his gun. He had a beautiful Kolar, and we were talking, and the one other fella on the team says to me, "Chicky, you're going to go to the Caribbean Cup this year." I said, "Oh, yeah, I won't miss it." I said, "I love that place." I said, "I love Vero Beach." I said, "It's really," I said, I feel like I'm home when I'm there. And so here's Murray. I didn't know who he was. And he's standing there with a big smile on his face beside our cat. And he looks at me and he goes, "Well, I own it." And I looked at him, like, "Get the hell out of here." He goes, No, really, I own the place. I said, "Well, let me tell you something." I says, "And I'm not going to, blow smoke up, where." I says, "I really am impressed. I love that, the atmosphere, because it's a beautiful, the grounds are gorgeous. The place is nice. It's well kept." I said, "It's like being home."
The people are very, very cordial.
Cordial. And we get that at all the clubs, but for some reason, the Vero Beach Club it just stood out for me, and that's the difference, and I haven't been to too many real big clubs. I've been to, I've also been to the Jack Link's Cup, and Quail Creek is a beautiful place, and the people are very nice. And no matter where you go,
The sport is definitely,
we have
without a doubt.
that kind of beautiful, that nice reception. But
Right.
for me personally, Vero Beach had a special. It just had a special thing. I don't know what it was. And when I told this to Murray, and he looked at me, I never saw a man smile so much, and he was like, "Wow."
Yeah. Yeah, but then when you go to certain clubs and I drive the SmartCar and I'm being ridiculed by some guy who says, "Oh, that's not allowed on the course. It's a fire safety thing and it's too much horsepower." And I looked at the guy and go, "The XP 1000 over there has 80 something horsepower. This has got 42.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that
Yeah,
car. I mean,
you kind of stole my question there. I was going to ask you, whose idea was it for the smart car? How did that come to be?
That was me.
Well, it was genius because you could fly into somewhere, rent a smart car, and have it for your golf cart and your rental car. So
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, it came down to, I always had fun when I worked in Midtown North Precinct. I had a 3-wheel Cushman that I had to go get a motorcycle license to actually drive it for the department. But it was so much easier to get around Midtown with it because of the traffic. I thought about like the smart car, because they use them in the city now.
right.
They actually have a fleet of them that the traffic guys go out in. And I said, that would be a great idea for the course. So I went and got one.
yeah, it's instantly recognizable. I mean, you guys, you see all the side-by-sides and the golf carts and everything, and all of a sudden here comes this that smart car with the NYPD logo and everything on. I'm like, well, there's Frank.
Lights and sirens. Yeah, we make a stink wherever we go.
That's awesome. It's absolutely
But
awesome.
that thing has a better turning radius than a golf cart.
I don't doubt it.
I'd have to
And
I'd
it's
have
got
to
air
straddle it.
conditioning.
Well, I tell you, Sean is not going to be on your squad because he is not getting in that thing. I can tell you that right now.
Maybe
Oh, you'd be surprised. I bet you fit in it, John.
I might get in. I'd probably never get out.
We got a shoehorn.
I got a shoe on.
Yeah, Vaseline up the shoulders and get tucked in there.
See, now you're all going to have to call the fire department in. Where's Eric Roden?
Right.
Oh, we got Kevin Bowen in that thing.
Yeah, we got Kevin Bowman in it. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Okay. Well, I'm not a small person. Everybody knows that.
I want pictures of this, and they're going all over our social media page.
Oh, good Lord, help us. Another great idea. Shot on the smart car.
We're going to have to do it like a suit. Try it on.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking more I could just straddle it, maybe stick my feet through the sunroof and maybe work the pedals that way or
Easy there,
something.
John.
Come on.
This is not an adult featured show.
Oh, shoot. Well,
We'll
hey,
be going after the triple expert soon.
now do you guys strictly kind of stay on the East Coast for stuff, or do you travel out West? I mean, is there any limits to where you guys go?
Mostly the East Coast, only for traveling purposes. I take my RV and I'm traveling with that trailer. There's a lot to take with me. There's only so much expense I can endure trying to get all this stuff around the country.
Gotcha.
And you said you do take your trap system to all of them, correct?
Yes,
That's
we
awesome.
tried to.
Well, now you've got something in the works. Can you talk about that, or do I need to edit this part?
You might have to edit a lot of it. No, but
Okay.
just kidding. Jay, we have a manufacturer that's actually reproducing it now. So we're actually going to be able to sell that trap system to any of the clubs or people that want to buy one for their backyard.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Very
'Cause
cool.
That'll really help us, develop our youth program with other departments and other clubs around the country.
Gotcha. Now, is that something that you're going to basically kind of set it up as you'll write the rules, you'll write the whole script that people use it for, and I mean, is some of that I'm hoping coming back to you guys as far as for the youth programs and stuff, or how are you handling all that?
You know what, Sean? This is such a unique system. It's really about individuals, and every club that takes one is probably going to want to use it for all their fundraising events.
Okay.
Because it's really about introductory, and it's really a lot of fun. I mean, I've been told by a couple of professionals that actually went to my trap system a few weeks ago at one of the big events and shot it for like 2 hours and came to me the next day and said, "Oh my goodness, that thing is fun as hell."
Well, and we can attest to that because, I mean, when we were down at the U.S. Open, we did the video with you and Chad shooting it, and you guys, I mean, I don't think you guys stopped laughing the whole time.
I don't think I saw Chad smile that much the rest of the weekend.
Right.
Hang on, guys. We did see some ridiculous birds out in the field.
It's nice to have.
It's pretty bad when you see pros like Anthony Matarese getting upset.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice to see a bird inside of 50 for a change, right?
Exactly. Exactly. But basically what it comes down to is people want to actually shoot clays and have fun.
Right.
And when people can do this trap system together and they can raise money for a not-for-profit like us, like our team is a not-for-profit. It's really about getting people involved in the sport and bringing the youth involvement with adults safely into the sporting industry, shooting anything, period.
Well, and I think it's a wonderful thing because, I mean, me and Jason have said it dozens of times, and we go over and see the SCTP Nationals about every year at the Cardinal Center. And,
That's great.
The kids that participate in the shooting sports are some of the nicest, most polite kids that you can meet anywhere. And I mean, it's just such a great thing. It teaches them a lot of responsibility. It teaches them how to take care of something mechanical. There's a lot to go with shooting that actually will make a kid mature really fast, because it's a big responsibility to take care of a gun and use a gun. So,
I couldn't agree with you more on that, Sean.
Absolutely.
And we experienced, believe it or not, we experienced that this afternoon.
yeah.
And because we just came back from our club with the kids.
Yeah, we run a varsity trap team.
Yeah, Frank and I are coaches for the Minnesota Valley High School trap team.
Nice.
And the kids practice and compete right here at the Monroe Chester Gun Sportsman's Club, which is just 5 minutes away from Frank's house. And so we had 20 kids today.
Yeah, they were 20
we had
kids.
20. Yeah, we had to put out 4 flights. So and today was a practice, and last Thursday was a practice, and so we were, we had the same kids from last year, and the funny thing,
we had a couple of new ones, though.
a couple of new ones.
The progression that the team is building, we don't have enough room on the field to get all the kids through, so we have to limit the number of kids on the team.
Wow.
And it's the program is taking off nicely, and the kids, and like you said, these kids are learning that they're polite. I mean, they're so polite. They're very careful, and we give them the safety lecture and everything else. But today was such a it was a unique day because there were 2 brothers. And one of them is, he's a little pipsqueak.
Wait a minute. It's just like Chicky's size.
It's shorter than me.
Short, not bad, and raising hell.
But, and last year, this poor kid, it was his first time shooting. His father brought him, and the kid was barely got like 4 or 5 birds out of 25. Well, this cycle around, this kid was shooting like 14, 15, 16 birds.
I think the one, he had 18.
Yes, the one kid had 18 birds he broke. And the smile on his face, because here I was standing behind him, coaching him, telling him, okay, look, set yourself up this way, do this, do that, get the bird, just little tidbits. And every time I gave him a little coaching tidbit, he smashed the bird. And the smile on his face was...
It's nice to see the sponge actually take it in and blossom.
And then after they finished their 25 rounds, and I went down there by the father was standing there, and he's looking, and he's like, and he's all smiles.
The parents are great. The kids are awesome. I think I like the kids better than the parents, though.
And I tell you, and the enthusiasm with this, and just watching that, it's priceless to see. Here a kid did poorly last year. I mean, because he was just starting out, and now he's smashing birds, and it was just great.
Chicky, I want to just interrupt real quick, Jason, John. The better part of this conversation with the kids and the varsity team and introductory are the people. The more the parents are seeing this, the more the kids want to come and do it, the more that the kids actually grow so rapidly and so quick. And they develop great friendships on the team while they're shooting. And it's funny how the kids and the parents are starting to shoot now and get more involved in the sport. And that's really what it is for us.
That's awesome.
And then the coaches, the range safety officers, like Chick and I are range safety officers and firearm coaches. But the point is the adults now that are not even a part of the kids at the club itself want to come and get more involved.
That's awesome.
So we have dozens of adults standing around. Hey, what do you need? What do you need? Can we help? And that's really what it comes down to is this sport brings good people together.
Absolutely. Well, Frank, I got a question a little in regards to that. We all know the debacle that's going on around the country, and I definitely don't want to get political. There's a lot of pro-police, a lot of anti-police. In doing what you guys are doing and going around the country, have you helped influence other departments to get involved in this and get going on it? And have they seen what it can do for them as well?
Okay. Here's the real answer to that question is we have made huge strides to actually get other police departments involved. Out in Illinois at Northbrook, we stopped at numerous departments. We get such a great open door. Yeah, guys, that's awesome. We love it. Yeah. But they don't have the manpower or the time to come to the club and shoot because they're so overwhelmed. Manpower is so down. Cops can't even get a day off anymore. They're working double time and triple time, and they can't manage to keep the jobs and the community safe with what they have.
Wow.
So we're asking a lot for them to come to the club and shoot, and we'll get a couple of them, but we're not getting the droves that we would really like.
Right. No, that's man, I hate hearing that.
And the point is if we can get a few of the cops to come on their days off, that's the value is, Florida, Georgia, I think we had a couple in the Carolinas events that, cops would show up and they're working, they're in uniform We're like, listen, that's what it is, guys. Come in uniform, please. We want you in uniform. We want the kids to see you in uniform there, even if it's 15, 20 minutes.
That was in Vero Beach 2 years ago. We had couple of sheriff's deputies. We ran into them on the road and we stopped. We told them what was going on, and they're like, "Okay, we'll come down." And sure enough, 2 cop crews came over, and we took them shooting, and they were, we went over to the practice range at Vero Beach, and they went up and
they shot, had a great time.
They had a great time,
and for the most part, the club would act. I don't think we've ever had a club say no. They didn't want the local law enforcement there.
No, they would.
Welcome to with open arms. Don't worry, the bill's on us. Don't worry about the Clays.
That's awesome.
You need guns? Here you go, guys. We'll give you some rental guns. Go out and shoot.
Yeah, Jason Dahlman from Zoli. I went over by Jason and I said, Jason, do you have any guns that we could? He goes, Chicky, here, take these guns. Boom.
Yeah, same with Sean Mainland from Kolar.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you guys need? It's at Nationals. We've actually almost gotten to the point, the last Nationals, where they wanted to set our trap system up so that we could raise money for the Kids and Clays program,
right? That
the NSCA,
wow,
promotes.
That is so cool. That I like hearing. You know, it's unfortunate that a lot of the departments are shorthanded and can't participate in this because it's such a great program, and I think it's awesome what you guys are doing for sure.
Now that we're actually being able to develop the trap system in a for sale version where clubs can buy them, we're hoping to get more law enforcement involved with all the local clubs.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be fantastic because they can be doing exactly what you guys are doing.
That's the whole idea, is to get more people involved. Cops, firemen, EMS, any first responder should really take a good look at this. And if they hear this, on the radio or whatever, by all means, reach out to us, email us. You see us at an event, by all means, we're very approachable. We give out a lot of T-shirts and hats, put it that way.
Right.
To other law enforcement, just to get the reminders out there. Hey, guys, take a kid, go to a club and shoot. And if you don't know anything, I'm sure there's plenty of people there that would be more than grateful to help out.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I'm thinking of, we were in Georgia on the way home. Remember, what was that club that we went to with all the kids?
Oh, yeah. They had like 60-something kids there.
We set up the trap system there, and it was
down in Savannah.
Out of Savannah, yeah. One of the clubs, we on our way home from the Jack Links, and we stopped at Savannah.
To meet with AVCI ammo. Yeah.
We stopped there, and they told us about it. The club and the shooting over there and everything. And they had a big youth program. So we went. We said, like, okay, we'll go over there. We brought, we pulled up, and they gave us a spot for the our rig, and then we pulled the system out, set it up in a field, and oh my God, I said we had the parents shooting.
Oh my God, the parents were out there shooting with the kids.
The whole thing. It was. We had a ball the whole afternoon.
The best part was we had a couple of kids. We made them honorary RSOs, range safety officers, and the kids had a field day. We let them earn hats because out with the safety measures, and getting the kids involved with this in that way, they completely saw it in a different capacity, and it was so nice to see them step up. 12, 13-year-old kids acting like they're 18 and 20.
Yeah. Well, you guys are out there making that connection. I mean, that's what's so great about it. You're reinforcing that cops are good people. Cops are there to help. Cops are there, and they're just people like everybody else. And I think that's just a beautiful part of what you guys are doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, cops really are just doing a job, and people, some people get it, some people don't. But the fact is that cops go out of their way and put their life on the line every time they put their uniform on and step into that car or go out on a foot post. It's really all about, they're putting their life on the line to make our community and our state and our country better.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, my hat's off to you, not only for what you guys are doing for the youth, but for what you guys do for a living. I mean, you always got me saluting you, that's for sure.
Thank you, buddy. Even though we're both retired.
Oh, well, I'm not retired yet, but I got the retarded part down. So,
Oh, good. We all have something in common.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, hey guys, are we leaving anything out? Is there anything you guys want to throw out there?
No,
I think we basically covered it. And if there's anybody that wants to join our team, we always have an open door policy because you don't have to actually be on our team to be a part of our team.
Okay. Is
we're
you
not
guys
the NYPD Shotgun Team. We're talking
a part of the team. That means
part of,
you're a shooter.
If you're a shooter and you want to shoot on our squad, by all means, you're more than welcome. In fact, it's so funny. We went to nationals. My first time at nationals was 2 years ago, and when I went into the registration and I saw Lois and Amy were there, and they looked at me, they're like, "Oh my God, here they are." And we walked in and we're laughing.
Yes, they allow Tasmanian devils at nationals.
And the funniest thing, Lois says to me, she said, "Chicky, do you know how many people put a request in to shoot with you too?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "There were more requests." She said, "All I kept seeing is in the notes section of the registrations was, I want to shoot with NYPD. I want to shoot with NYPD."
Well, what's funny is I didn't think there were that many masochists in the world.
And we're like, okay. And we just, I was like floored by that. I was like, oh my God. I says, what the, she said,
definitely a nice compliment.
I said that,
she might have been embellishing a little bit.
Well, I don't know about that, but it seems like that everyone we shoot with, we just have a very, very good time.
It's really all about having fun. Like, Jay, I love shooting with you guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We
always have fun. Always have fun.
Hey Frank, one quick question. If there's a club that's listening to this or a department that's listening to this and they would like to buy your little trap system there that you built and that you're going to have produced, how can they get a hold of you?
Good question. Good question. We haven't really been out to market yet.
Okay.
So I know the guys at White Flyer were actually made comment to us at the SHOT Show that they wanted to actually take our video and put it up on their website so that all the managers of the clubs could actually see it and reach out to us that way. We're basically still setting the company up to actually sell them out to the public. But anybody sees me, by all means, you're more than welcome to stop me at an event or at a shoot, and we'll talk.
Okay, perfect. Well, when you do get and you get going and they are in production, if you've got a website or anything like that you want us to share, just let us know. We'll get it out there for you.
Absolutely. I believe Facebook and Instagram are our head captain there. Sal Eckel runs the NYPD Shotgun Team.
Yeah, we have the Facebook. Yeah,
Facebook and Instagram. I think he has.
Does he have Instagram? I don't know. I'm not on it. I'm only on Facebook.
Yeah, we are ancient, like dinosaurs. So we're not big on the social media stuff.
Right.
Man.
Listen, we're all about the face-to-face handshake. Hello, how are you? Anybody wants to approach us, by all means. We can be reached by my cell phone, Chicky's cell phone. Most of the clubs know us or know how to reach us.
Okay. Perfect.
Good deal.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
No, anything else you guys can think of?
What's the next event you're going to?
Local stuff mainly. The next big one, I'm going to go to the North Central. Jason's coming with me to the North Central.
Are you going to Northeast?
I'm not going to make it to the Northeast
I'll be at both, I believe.
Yeah. I'll be at both of them, Northeast and North Central.
I think North Central is before the Northeast, right?
I don't know.
No, North Central's not until August, I think.
Northeast is in May and North Central's in late August.
Yeah. Oh, good. So I'll see you guys at the Northeast.
See you at the Northeast.
Are you going to the Seafood Blast?
I wish I could. I can't.
It's on the bucket list.
Yes.
I tell you what, Anthony Matarese puts an absolute awesome event on it at his club.
Yeah, that's one of the ones we want to get to. Just haven't had a time to do it. I mean, I'd love to go to the Northeast Regional, but it's just a bad time of year for me to be traveling. We're so busy at the business, so I wish I could get away, but I can't.
I got you. Well, listen, you guys are doing a fantastic job with your show. I got to say, it's pleasant to hear such nice interviews with such real people.
Well, and we hope we can get some of you guys out there because you guys are a big part of this community, and we love seeing you at all the big events. And hey, if you guys aren't doing anything in August, come down to the Ohio State shoot. We'd love to see you down here.
Yeah.
Wine and dine you in the Buckeye State.
Well, listen, I like the wine and dine part. Are you going to feed me?
Hell yeah, we'll feed you.
Oh, yeah, we'll feed you.
Count on it. I'll be down there.
Listen, you'll go home a few inches wider and a few more points down on the IQ. So
That's it.
There you go.
Well, listen, it's very hard to come up from zero. Thanks, guys. It was awesome. Great interview.
All right, guys. Thanks, Frank, Chicky. You guys have a great one. Great talking to you, and we can't wait to see you next time we're out on a tournament.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
See you soon.
Bye-bye. Well, I think the billing lived up to its name. We knew it was going to be a fun podcast,
Oh,
and man, those two guys are something else, aren't they?
Frank is just a trip. I mean, I knew from the first time I ever shot with him, it's like, this guy's cool.
Yep,
like,
he's
I
a
want
lot
to
of
go hang
fun.
out with this guy, you know. But it's really cool what they're doing for the community, you know, especially, you know, with both the police department, the youth shooting, you know, like they said, any first responders, you know, whether it's firefighters, EMS, they can all get in on it.
Well, and they're genuine good guys, period. Yeah. You know, and everybody knows the car. If you've ever been to any of the big shoots where they're at, the little SmartCar they have, you can't miss that thing on the course.
Well, you know, I think it's funny. Chicky was talking about Vero Beach. They had no idea that Vero Beach and Elite Shotguns are our sponsors.
We were sitting there smiling ear to ear the whole time they were talking about it. I was like, yeah, we were just there, and then they're sponsors now. So
yeah. But and speaking of that, very big thank you to Elite Shotguns, Fiocchi, Sean Alley. We love us some Fiocchi.
Love the Fiocchi.
The little rhinos.
They bust birds.
Yes, they do. Of course, Bear Pelt. You know, in fact, Eric Roden had a video with the NYPD Shotgun Team here not too long ago.
Saw that.
Shooting that trap machine there of Frank's, and those two were just having a hoot. Of course, Atlas Traps. American-made Atlas Traps, Sean Alley.
Yes, definitely. Big shout out to Scott Manskeeper. He's one of the ones that reached out to me when Stephanie was having her surgery, and was praying for us and wishing us well. So thank you, Scott, for that.
And of course, Negrini cases.
Heck yeah, gotta keep that gun safe.
Can't travel anywhere without it. Kevin even talked about it, right? So,
absolutely.
RE Ranger. You know, I cannot see a target any better than I do through my Ranger React glasses.
Those React glasses are the real deal, man.
And Odo Pro Technologies, the girls there, man, they keep us hooked up. They keep our ears protected, keep me hearing good, even when the gun's not going off.
Yeah, and Dr. Grace has promised she's going to make it out on the circuit at some point. So
we're going to hold her feet to the fire.
We'll keep reminding her.
Rhino Chokes. We got something big coming up with Rhino Chokes real soon.
Yes.
Big announcements from them. Excited. They got some new stuff. I better just stop right there.
You better just stop.
I'm going to get a phone call.
That's right.
So, of course, Don Grant. We love us some Don Grant. Sean, have you been keeping up on the courses?
Actually, I did. I started listening to him, and then I took a break when I was doing the whole surgery thing. I was spending most of my time in the hospital and just kind of not really focusing on that so much. But, yeah, I'll be getting back on the wagon with that real quick.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see.
I made a promise to Don, and I have been. I've been listening to it, but I got to get back on it.
Okay. All right. Well, your scores will tell the truth.
Oh, absolutely. Well, mental game, I got to get that all fixed up. So
yeah, I'm surprised you're not the one that had brain surgery. Anyway.
Okay.
White flyer targets. Oh my gosh, Sean Alley. When you listen to Don Grant, she gets you tuned up. What's going to happen to those white flyer targets?
They're going to disintegrate into little ink balls.
That's right. Vero Beach clay shooting. Cannot wait to get back down there.
Yep.
Can't wait to do some podcasts from there. Possibly even putting together a dead pair shoot down there.
Yeah, and I think we're both going to be there for the Caribbean Cup next year, right?
Oh, dude, I'm going to be there way ahead of you. So.
Oh, okay, way ahead.
Yeah, way ahead. They got me my own suite and everything.
Dang! All right, I gave Brian a call and figure out what I missed out on that one.
I'm just kidding.
Got a room in the clubhouse, do you?
Right. And of course, Casey Chase, Score Chaser. Thank you, Casey. We love bringing Attorney Talk to everybody week after week. And of course, this week there was no big announcement, but there's one coming real soon from down south.
Yeah, stay tuned.
But and of course, thank you very much to Mr. John Woolley. We appreciate your support in the past. We look forward to doing more with you moving forward. Sean, every week we talk to everybody about getting out there and taking someone new shooting, right?
Yep.
How cool is it that you got an NYPD shotgun team that's got a device that helps introduce kids into shooting with police officers? How cool is that?
And
right?
then through that, like Frank was saying, the kids are shooting, and then all of a sudden, mom and dad are shooting.
Mom and dad are getting involved in it, right?
And that's awesome. And that's what we're all about here, man. Bringing more people into the sport and getting more people out there breaking birds.
That's right. Well, Sean, I've seen enough of your ugly mug for tonight. So until next week.
Can't wait to see you all back here on the Dead Pair Podcast.
We'll see you next time on the Dead Pair Podcast.
The Dead Pair.
Dead Pair Podcast is brought to you by Elite Shotguns and Vero Beach Clay Shooting and is fueled by Fiocchi USA. The Dead Pair theme song was written, arranged, and produced by Toby Tomplay. Special thanks to the following sponsors: Bear Pelt, Negrini, Rhino, Otopro, Dawn Grant, Atlas Trap Company, RE Ranger, and White Flyer Targets.